Welcome to Open History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more video like this one.
Samiha Hamid faced her fate in 1953 with haunting courage. Her case ended a 40-year silence in Egypt where no woman had been sent to the gallows. In 1904, Solomon Civils was photographed as inmate 4339. His hollow gaze and fragile frame tell a story beyond his crime, revealing a man consumed by tuberculosis and the shadows of a morphine addiction. In this 1933 portrait, Joseph Goebbels masks radical fanaticism behind a facade of family bliss. This image was never about intimacy. It was a calculated weapon designed to normalize a regime built on programmed destruction. In March 2003, a bullet shattered Rudy Reyes's windshield in Iraq. He lived because he leaned forward to check a friend, missing death by a single inch. Carol Baker was a Western star before the 1964 film The Carpetbaggers made her a sex symbol. She later moved to Italy to lead dark thriller films. In 1917, sailor Walter Yeo became the first person to receive modern plastic surgery after losing his eyelids in WWI. Fact: surgeon Harold Gillies used a revolutionary tubed pedicle technique, grafting skin from Yeo's chest to reconstruct his face and restore his sight. In Ghana, fantasy funerals celebrate a person's life by posing them in a lifelike scene. This husband shares a final talk with his wife, honoring her unique story. In 1967, an American soldier in Vietnam displayed a giant centipede, a startling reminder of the jungle's hidden dangers. Measuring up to 12 inches, this venomous predator added a primal layer of fear to an already brutal war. In April 1945, a German nurse was tied to a post for helping enemies. A sign above her read, "Traitor," showing the brutal cost of mercy during the war. In April 1945, Marine Fenwick Dunn shared his rations with an elderly woman in Okinawa. This act of mercy happened during one of the war's deadliest battles. Born on a modest English farm in 1846, Samson the Shire horse grew into a living legend known as Mammoth. Standing over 7 feet tall and weighing more than 3,000 pounds, he remains the largest horse in recorded history. In 1961, Michael Rockefeller, heir to a massive fortune, vanished in remote Papua New Guinea while collecting tribal art. Fact: though his boat capsized, many believe he swam ashore only to be killed and consumed by the Asmat tribe in an act of ritual retaliation. In the silent streets of Venzone, the dead never truly left. Preserved by the earth itself, these mummies were not relics of horror, but beloved family members who remained part of the town's living breath and daily prayers. The human story began 7 million years ago with Sahelanthropus. Over millions of years, 13 different species evolved before modern humans finally emerged. In 2009, 18-year-old Kimberly Vlamink shocked the world by claiming a tattoo artist inked 56 stars on her face while she slept. The viral mystery soon unraveled, revealing a tale of impulsive choices and the heavy weight of regret. Johnny Depp and Salma Hayek at a party, Hollywood, 1995. Craniofacial surgery restores shattered skulls using 3D imaging and titanium plates. Fact: these procedures go beyond survival, rebuilding identity and vital functions like speech and expression. Tecumseh stands with his family as the keeper of the sacred tribal drum. A man sits before him holding a hatchet, a symbol of protection for the Potawatomi people. Alan Rickman's iconic fall in Die Hard featured a look of pure terror that wasn't acting. Dropped a second early by the crew, his genuine shock captured a legendary cinematic moment of a villain's final breath. In 1943, 17-year-old Lepa Radic died on a Nazi gallows, refusing to betray her comrades for her freedom. Fact: her final words were a call to continue the fight, making her a legendary symbol of resistance and a national hero. In the 1880s, the mystery of a nameless woman from the Seine captivated Paris. Today, her serene face is the most kissed in history as Resusci Anne, the mannequin that has taught millions how to save a life. In 1958, Fernando Luciarte promoted his Autopedal in Paris. Weighing just 25 kilograms, this pedal car could reach 40 kilometers per hour. Bette Davis founded the Hollywood Canteen and fought to integrate it during World War II. She risked her fame so black and white soldiers could share the same dance floor. In 1993, Julia Roberts was the world's biggest star. This quiet portrait shows her during a year when she stepped back to find peace away from the cameras. In February 1945, the M29C Weasel became a lifeline through the flooded ruins of Cranenburg. As the Germans turned the landscape into a watery trap, these agile machines guided the heavy DUKWs, proving that in war, the terrain is often the toughest enemy. In 1917, a Red Cross nurse kneels to write a dying soldier's last words. She carried the weight of his legacy, ensuring his voice reached home from the war. In 1962, physicist Lev Landau survived a fatal car crash. Over 80 scientists rallied to save him, helping him live to receive his Nobel Prize that same year. Ice cutters on the Great Lakes once harvested massive frozen blocks to preserve food before refrigeration. Fact: led by men like Big Jim O'Malley, crews braved sub-zero storms to store ice in sawdust, keeping it frozen until the height of summer. Rush Hour, New York City, 1909. In the granite quarry of Mauthausen, the stairs of death turned labor into an instrument of execution. Prisoners were forced to carry 40-kilo stones up 186 uneven steps, a brutal system designed to destroy the body and soul. In June 1941, the streets of Kaunas became a stage for a horrific outbreak of violence known as the Lietuvos Garage Massacre. In the chaotic vacuum following the Soviet retreat, local mobs turned on their Jewish neighbors in a brutal prelude to the Holocaust in Lithuania. In 1912, 19-year-old Madeline Astor left the Titanic as a widow. She was 5 months pregnant when she saw her husband for the last time on the sinking ship. Before penicillin, tertiary syphilis was a slow death that eroded bones and dissolved facial features. Fact: The disease could also trigger neurosyphilis, causing dementia and psychosis, destroying both body and mind over decades. In September 1941, 34,000 lives were lost at Babi Yar in just 2 days. For decades, this tragedy was hidden beneath layers of silence and propaganda. In 321 BC, the Samnites trapped the Roman army at Caudine Forks, forcing a historic surrender. Fact: the Romans were made to pass under the yoke, a ritual of extreme humiliation that scarred the Republic's pride and fueled future revenge. In 1940, German officials gaze at an occupied Paris. The Eiffel Tower stands tall, marking a period of deep turmoil and loss for the famous City of Light. In March 1981, Marianne Bachmeier took justice into her own hands in a Lübeck courtroom. Seeking vengeance for her murdered 7-year-old daughter, she drew a pistol and fired, sparking a global debate on grief and law. In 1978, Anatoly Bugorsky survived the impossible. A high-energy proton beam shot directly through his skull. Though the radiation was thousands of times the lethal limit, its narrow focus spared his life, leaving him a living marvel of science. A final kiss through a ship's porthole captures the raw heartbreak of wartime. These soldiers and their loved ones shared one last touch before the journey into the unknown. In 1945, Lena Baker became the only woman executed in Georgia's electric chair. Her crime was surviving. Her truth was silenced by a system that only saw her race, not her plea for self-defense. In August 1941, over 23,000 Jews were murdered in Kamenets-Podolsk. This massacre marked a dark turn toward organized mass extermination. Gloria Graham won an Oscar for just 9 minutes of screen time in 1952. She remains a legendary icon of Hollywood's golden era and film noir. Suspended in a glass and steel sphere beneath the B-17, the ball turret gunner was a fetal guardian of the skies. Between frozen temperatures and enemy fire, his survival depended on the meticulous precision of the armorers above. In the early 1940s, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz named their home Desilu. This name later became their famous production company in 1950. In 1976, Kyle Clinkscales vanished along with his white Ford Pinto, leaving behind 45 years of agonizing silence. The mystery only ended in 2021, when a receding Alabama creek revealed his car and remains, finally bringing a somber closure to a half-century of uncertainty. In 1967, James Bedford became the first person to be frozen in liquid nitrogen. He remains in cryonic storage today, waiting for future medicine. In 1967, Catherine Switzer finished the Boston Marathon despite officials trying to stop her. Her bib number, 261, is now retired in her honor. In 1941, 12-year-old Anne Frank leaned over her Amsterdam balcony, a picture of youthful curiosity. It is a haunting glimpse of innocence before the shadows of the secret annex, and the tragedy of the Holocaust forever claimed her life. Carved 2,300 years ago, these walls still gleam with the Mauryan polish. Emperor Ashoka created this cave for ascetics from a single giant rock. In 1940, Hattie McDaniel won an Oscar for Gone with the Wind while sitting at a segregated table. Her historic victory shattered a racial ceiling, yet the venue's No Blacks policy exposed a Hollywood that honored her talent while denying her equality. In 1916, Grand Duchesses Olga, Maria, and Anastasia stood in nursing uniforms, caught in a fragile calm before the Russian Revolution. Surrounded by their guards, their faces blended royal duty with a hauntingly human innocence. In 1909, a robot named Occultus amazed Berlin. It reportedly sang and walked, leaving a mysterious legacy in the early history of robotics. 124 years ago, 14 lumberjacks stood on this fallen giant. It is a striking reminder of the scale of the ancient forests. Alain Delon and Romy Schneider in Lugano, 1959. The 1895 Montparnasse derailment saw a train burst through a second-story window after failing to stop. Only one person died, a woman below, creating an iconic image of industrial-era failure. In 1951, Arlene Dahl reigned as a top MGM star. Known for her red hair and beauty, she left a lasting mark from Hollywood to the world of fashion. In 1783, a boy was born in Bengal with two fully formed heads, one sitting atop the other. Fact: despite his condition, both heads could move independently, and the child lived for 4 years before tragically dying from a cobra bite. A Ramesside king spears a lion in this 3,000-year-old limestone sketch, symbolizing the pharaoh's absolute power over foreign chaos and the enemies of Egypt. In the 1980s, Stephen King works in his study with his loyal dog, Marlowe, by his side. It was in this cluttered room that modern horror was born.
Thanks for watching. Got an idea for a forgotten era I should explore? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to make it.